can see Coach Daren is here as part of our pre-match interview. As usual, 10 minutes, no more than that. And as usual, alternately raising your hands and we'll go one at a time. At the front and then we'll go to Carter.
Things are not going so well for the rest of these, and then you will see so the line. How do you sort of motivate and how do you look ahead for the match?
Yeah, things have not been going well for a little bit. I think it's the continuation of the positive words, the continuation of us challenging the players to be more professional, to be more disciplined in the training, to have more belief in themselves, and again, when the game comes, trusting the preparation that they put in to the training to be able to put it into the game. I see some of the guys lack confidence, and it's something that that has to come from within you. But with lack of performances, it's always hard to rise yourself above that level. But my job is to continue to instill that in the way we pray, in the way we practice, the way we think, the way we plan and strategize. And I was just telling someone the conversations we had after the test, to see the way they came out there and really put a conscious effort to train better. I expect a little bit of some sort of improvement, at least in the way they think and the belief they have going into the test match.
We've all spoken about the financial and structural issues in West Indies cricket. Just wanted to give Brian Lara, I think just yesterday, he said that apart from those issues, whether the guys still want to play for the West Indies and want it badly. Just like, as part of the group, what is your take on?
Yeah, well, it's no secret. The difference in the different teams, the top 3-4 teams in the world versus the bottom 4. We've been struggling for finance for a long time. I think that's one of the reasons why Brian, Saviv, Sarichi, they're going to have this event this afternoon to try and see if we could get sponsors to help in some of the areas that we need improvement. With that said, that has created I wouldn't say loopholes, but for me as a coach, when I call a player and I tell him that you've been selected for West Indies, and I'm hoping that he accepts the selection, that tells us where our cricket is. As a kid, I remember in 2004 me being at Lord's, MCC Young Cricketers, and getting a call from Zura. And once I saw the area code 1268, I knew it was from Antigua, and I was hoping it was a call from the West Indies Cricket Board, and how excited I was. So times have changed. We could only work with what we have and who's willing. And the inability to match, some of the franchises across the world, it has been an issue. But what I always tell these guys, if we complain about not having the best facilities, not having enough manpower like the other teams, not having the best of technology, all these things which the other teams are superior to us, then why the hell are they still outworking us? The only way we could match up with or compete at a consistent level if we as the coaches and the players are prepared to outwork the opposition. And we're not doing that. So that's where I've actually challenged them. When you practice, when you train, when you strategize, to be more precise, more purposeful. And I must say, again today, I see they're starting to understand what we're trying to do.
Daren, as a coach, of a team in this position, you must be having a sort of long-term vision and like trying to judge players and results based on like the processes, right? Mm-hmm. But then from the outside, everything is a snap judgment based on results. So how do you balance that as a coach as to your own expectations from the team and what you communicate to them and how you deal with it in your own personal sort of life and like all of that?
That's a very good question. I think what I've gone through in my life have actually prepared me for this position. I'm pretty sure my friend here could recall when I was captain, it was the same. It was the same noise outside. I'm a guy, once I understand the vision and the mission of what we try to achieve as a cricket team, as a board, once I understand that, then I start going to work. It was the same when I was captain, and then the success we had during that period, it showed. I trusted the process, which is something that's key. We cannot compete with the manpower that we have. You know, I watched Joshua got out, and you know, he was so disappointed because they got so many guys waiting for an opportunity. Whereas in our setup, it's different. You know, when I took on this test job and wanted to impact change in the way we play, the results that we have, what we did was look at, especially from the batsmen, look at our most consistent batters in international cricket, whether it be T20, whether it be ODIs, whether it be test matches, and put it together and see how best we could get a batting group. And that's what we've done. It's been, I think, this will be the 5th test match with that regime. And it's not work. It does not work. Mind you, when I look at the job I saw Australia in the Caribbean, India in India, and then New Zealand in New Zealand. I knew it was going to be very difficult. It would be probably the 3 most challenging series that we'll have, whether it's be home or away. And I understand what we try to build, the director of cricket, the vision that we have, and also the players that we want to play. So I take all that into consideration. But what we cannot have, like I said, is against all the odds, the opposition still outworking us. And that's where the biggest issue for me. That being, you don't need talent to work hard. You don't need talent to be motivated. It's not a skill. The skill you need is to go and play. But the mindset, that's what it takes. And I'm trying to continue to instill that in the guys. And yeah, we've done that. But hopefully the guys who've gotten the opportunities, if it doesn't work, obviously I got to go back and see what's there in the Caribbean. But again, for me, dealing with all of that is just trusting the process and don't look at the result before the process is being executed.
Daren, there's been a lot of talk within the ICC about the newer test system, so and so. As somebody who represents West Indies, as somebody who's won titles overseas, is that a message that more the ICC that we sort of play the best teams so that we get back?
Look, it's the history we bring, or the history we have, and the legacy we have left on this game in all formats. I think, obviously, the way we play now, you know, everybody will lead towards that. But if we take that aside and understand the impact that a West Indies team have had in international cricket, I think all what we ask for, we deserve. You know, you speak to so many other teams, the inspiration that Vivian Richards' team had, or the impact it had, even here in India, the impact these guys had on the next generation. West Indies contributed to that. You know, I remember watching 5 test match series. Everybody wanted to rip. It's like India now. Everybody wants India to top. Because that's where, and for us, that's where the financial gains are. India brings that to the home territory. That was West Indies in the past, but we did not reap those financial rewards. We were playing 5 test matches, storing probably 3-4 months in one place, entertaining the world where other boards benefited. So for now, when we, over the years, whether it be through lack of management, whatever it is, we are in need of those financial resources to help us grow and move forward. And I think we deserve that because of the impact we've had on the cricket game itself.
Now you spoke about mindset, your batsmen, what comes to mindset? How do you teach them to be patient? How do you teach them to build it?
The challenge that we face, and that's some of the things that we've spoken to the director. It's hard to teach techniques on top, and that's where most of the work since I've been here have been happening. We try to have camps, but the scheduling that we have, it seldom allows time for the work, the skill work before test series. For instance, we finish CPL, next day we're here. You know, we're gonna go to Bangladesh and then to New Zealand. What we've done is, when they have that free time, that free period, is to challenge these guys. When they leave the tour, when they go back home, how disciplined can you be to continue the work? Because when you get on tour, it's to just fine-tune and maintain. But guys are coming on tour expecting, you know, Floyd Reefer, the batting consultant, to fix techniques, which is, any coach will tell you it's impossible. The work has to be done before the tour starts, and we find that challenging. But the good thing is, the director of cricket, Miles Bascom, the plans that he has, the specific skill work, you know, the specific coaches that we're trying to get to, you know, look into these areas. Hopefully that could be sooner than later, and you know, we could now have better performances from our batsmen. I know all the stats, how we are last in everything batting, and it's a challenge, but one that cannot be fixed on top.
Just taking off from what you said earlier about legacy, is it enough to sell the concept of the West Indies to some of the younger generations of the country, and in general, and also West cricket in particular?
Is it tough? Is it tough? I think growing up, we had heroes. You know, Lara, Saviv, Ambrose, Walsh, you know, Richardson. They got so many different heroes, Ian Bishop, so many that me watching cricket with my father could say, oh, I want to be like this guy. There's a challenge here now, and Jerome could attest to that. I always challenge the guy. Which kid in the Caribbean is watching you and you are inspiring? If you notice, we've been, over the last decade, we've been, the format where the heroes come from has been the T20 format. And that's why you see some of the direction in which the younger players are heading. You know, that's where the heroes are. That's where they see people they want to be like from the Caribbean. So it's hard, but we will not stop trying, because winning builds and shows that it could be done. And we've not been able to do that for a long time. I mean, the last time we won a series in India, I was just born. My mom just had me in 1983. So the troubles that we have didn't start now. You know, 1983, you know, some great players were playing. You know, so I know now I'm under the microscope, I'm in the mirror, and we open to criticize, to be criticized by everybody. But the root of the problem didn't start 2 years ago. Something way back. It's like a cancer that's already in the system. And you know, if you don't beat cancer, you know what happens. And again, I think it's Breast Cancer Month. So it's a good way to put it, that our problems don't lie on the surface. It's rooted deep into our system, and that is something we will continue to change. The immediate fix is, you know, try and encourage the guys, train better mindset and all these things, and hopefully, you know, steps could be taken in the right direction.
Right, only two more front.
I coach 14 years back over here for a test match as skipper, and
Yes.
you have a look at the wicket today, and how been the mood in the camp after what happened in Ahmedabad, and can this test match be a step ahead in the direction that you just spoke about?
I would hope so. I would hope so. Again, you know, when it's all gloomy and doom and you see the sun burst through the clouds, it brings a good mood. And I thought, honestly, the way we practice, just from the practice today, you know, I saw a difference. So it means the conversations that we had after the test matches, you know, I asked and challenged every single person to speak of yourself. Speak about what you have to do or what you need to do in order for this team to be successful or competitive. Don't look at the man next door, look at you, your own self. And the guys spoke about the things that they feel they need to do, and to see them really make a conscious effort out there to practice like that. You know, I'm hoping that that could now dive into the test match, and we be a much more competitive side that could challenge a test match win.
Hi. The conditions in India is always challenging for all.
Everybody.
All foreign. How do you approach this stage, particularly after the last match result? What do you say to your players for 15 sessions, 4 days? How do you approach it?
What I've been saying all the time, you know, put a bigger price on your wicket, focus for long periods, believe in yourself, trust in the process. The list could go on and on, but at the end of the day, cricket is an action sport. You know, I could talk till the cows come home if we don't go out and act, and if each player don't understand the role they have to play in order for the team to do well. Openers going to see off the new ball bat till lunch, wherever, you know. We need to be able to bat at least 80 overs here in India. You know, put a big first innings score on wickets that are challenging. The first innings is very, very important. And that test match we spoke about 14 years ago, I think we almost got a lead. I think we got a lead in that test match. And then India won by five wickets, I think. Yuvraj Singh played a knock in the end. But yeah, it's to continue with the positive messaging, and hopefully the preparation that they've put them in a position to go out and play well.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Good seeing you,
everybody.
buddy.